All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started real quick. Let's do this real quick. Let's undo this. Don't lock it. Share screen, chat. All right, cool. So, welcome, guys. I'm one of the educators for More Than Money platform, and today I'm doing the midweek live Forex breakdown. This is where I just take some of the things that I said in my live session the last time, and I'm just breaking down what the markets have been doing during the middle of the trading week. Right, I'm trying to do one on Sundays, Wednesdays, and end on Friday. Trying to don't hold me against that. So far, right here, if you can see my screen over here on the right side, this is all my watch list right here. So I'm probably gonna go break down piece by piece by piece, maybe depending on if I did a good analysis on it. If I don't, then I'm just gonna keep moving forward to the next thing. All right. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and let's make this a full screen. And make this live. All right, so this is US oil. All right. As you can see, I've really been analyzing US oil for the past couple of days, but really it's been a whole entire year since I've been analyzing US oil. So here's a few key takeaways that we need to establish when we're dealing with US oil. Right here, you see supply and demand areas right here. So whenever you see my live sessions, you see like only two rectangles. Just know that those are my supply and demand areas. Let me just scoot this out some more so you can get a bigger picture. And I'm on an hour time frame on this. I know there's a lot going on, but I talked about most of this stuff on my previous live session, which is on the Morning Money YouTube channel. So just go through the previous videos and you can see it. All right. So with US oil, we have the supply and demand areas right here. So we got this demand area and this supply area. Now, I know a lot of people is probably wondering why haven't I created the new supply and demand areas. It's because I'm basically waiting to see what US oil is trying to do here. It's a lot of confusion going on with US oil. It doesn't know if it wants to take off or if it wants to come back down to the supply area. Like it really doesn't know what it wants to do anymore. Right. So let's look at this little area right here. So as we can see, we see that price came back to this little area again. And we basically here you can see how we wicked out of this area to continue to go up. And then we can see how price literally came back into this area again. But then it was like, nah, G, I want to keep going back up again. That's why you see oil shoot back up like that again. So key takeaways from that is now US oil is back at this little area here again. As you can see here, we had a lot of consolidation areas right here, which lasts about a total of 3 days. So whenever you see price starting to do that, where it's just consolidated in the area for a few days, you need to start marking that up and just wait patiently for it to break out. As you can see here, we started consolidate for 3 days, and then boom, we fell. This is where you put your pending orders at, your sell stop. You can literally put a sell stop here and then just TP right there. That's enough pips. Trust me. If you put your sell stop here, right in this area, it's like 150. That's doable. People can live off of that. Now, when you see price start to do this little number here, where you see price starts to do this, same thing again, mark it up and wait for it to break out of this a consolidation area, and then boom, we took off for about over 300 pips. So this is all it is just a waiting game, being patient and waiting for these breakouts to happen. And that's kind of the gist on US oil right now. It's just bouncing between here and then here. That's about it. Now you can start looking for like a sell-off again from here. Maybe let's look at that, a higher time frame. Yeah, you can possibly start to see another sell-off. You gotta wait. We got 3 more hours for this candle. So when this candle closed, then we can start to see maybe if we can come down or not. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's delete this. This is the new demand area. And then this is the new supply area. Boom. Let's delete these. I talked about this in the previous live session. Boom, boom, boom. Let's delete those. So these are the new supply and demand areas for US oil. So right now we're just playing the waiting game. So when 3 hours is up, then I'll come back and look and see how the rest of the week is going to go. So there's 2 phases that we need to know when dealing with the market. The market moves in 2 phases. It moves from Sunday to Wednesday. That's that phase. And then from Wednesday to Friday, that's that phase. When Wednesday happened, you start to see consolidating in some markets. And then others, you might see breakouts. Those are like your slower pairs, like your CHF JPY. Let's go to CHF JPY real quick. So boom. So today is Wednesday. Guess what we see on CHF JPY? We see a breakout here on the downside that happened starting last night. Well, actually happened a while ago. It's the hour. It's 24. Hold on. I got a message real quick. Yes. So the market is transitioning and consolidating. Yes. So look at the calendar. Yeah, so starting yesterday, we can start to see how price literally started. You start to see this momentum right here. You're like, well, it might start consolidating, but it's not. And then last night around 1 o'clock, boom, drop off. And this is a slower pair, right? All this happened last night. And then here in this area, you starting to see it consolidating a little bit. Actually, this happened earlier yesterday. Uh, 23rd. Yeah, this happened yesterday. It was a day early for CHF JPY. But as you can see, Wednesday, we start to see the consolidation area. It's rare for CHF JPY to do that on Wednesday. But as you can see, like I said, Sunday to Wednesday. So we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This big move happened on Tuesday, fell. Now it's Wednesday. Guess what? We're starting to see consolidation. We're getting ready for the next phase of the rest of the week. And then we're going to start to see the up part of this. Because remember, whenever you see moves like this, price has to take back close to 50% of a move. All right. So that's why we see the 50 moving average. That's why everybody has the 50 moving average on that chart is because that is where we see our breakouts and we can see how price come back to the aqua. Super, 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 super easy. I don't know what just happened to the connection. That's weird. Let's we do this all over again. Oh, I should be still live on YouTube. All right, there we go. I don't know what just happened to the connection, but I got it back together again. All right, so let's go back to CHF So, like I was saying earlier, price have been coming back to this area and it's been retreating. So we need to take note of that. Every time you see anything happening with the market, we have to take note of that. That is very, very key for us, right? So I'm looking at the bigger picture here, and off the bat, I can tell that this is the demand area. Okay, this is the demand area for CHF. Because look at this, from the 22nd of December in 2020, from then on to now, we see that once it gets there, it's going to shoot back up again. We see that. Let me try to fix the. Okay, we see that. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. It's probably a lag on YouTube. All right, so we see this, and now we need to look for the demand area for this. So this is, it's not hard to see this because I've been doing this for quite a long time now, and that area, if you can look at the chart right now, you can start to see where a good supply area should be. And if you don't know, let's look at this little analogy here. As you're looking at the market, you can think of the market as a mountain. All right. So the highest point of the mountain is not where a lot of people want to trade from or climb to, even though it want to get the height, the hype of, oh, I climbed the tallest mountain, but you got to take notes of those even highs of the mountain. That makes sense. You got to find the even highs of the mountain. So with that being said, right here, all right. So let's do this. Let's drag this out. So right in here is like the supply area of CHF JPY. Now let's zoom in a little bit. Can you start to see why I made that supply area? Because look, I have consolidation right here. Let's go down some more. I have consolidation right here. All right, let's go down some more. I have this is not consolidation right here. This is more of indecision there. So I see this. We're going down some more. All right, let's continue to go. Boom. And then that's the end of that. This starts a whole new area right here. So let's go back. To here. Now, since we have the supply area and the demand area, we can see how price on CHF JPY is literally bouncing from here. Get it right. From here, right? And then it's coming back down to here. And it's just repeating it. It's just repeating the same cycle over and over again. And it's been doing that since 2020. Since the end part of 2020, right? We almost in the middle of 21. So knowing that and seeing this happen, we automatically should know that CHF JPY should at least get to in this area again, like somewhere in here before we start to see anything else. Should be. Because we're seeing all this. Now let's look at the 4-hour time frame on this. So it's the 4-hour time frame on this. And we literally can see how price is really not respecting the demand area, but it's shooting back up again. Right. So with that knowledge alone, we could have been attacking CHF JPY for a long time because we should know how it moved easily. Right. Because it's doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's coming up and then coming down, coming up and then coming down. Easy, easy, easy. All right. So let's CHF JPY. Let's go to EG. All right. So I talked about EG on the last session that I had. And I don't know what happened to my markups, but I'm going to just give you a rundown anyway of what I said. Now, if you paid attention to my trend line class, if you want to get access to the live class, the Morning Money website will be in the description and you can go on there. All right. So this is the trend line for this, right? We see that we're in a downtrend and we've been in a downtrend for a very, very long time. All right. So here we see what? We get that supply and demand area again. So we get the demand area here. And guess what we see here? We get the supply area right here. All right. So I want to say one of you was on the last live session I had. And I literally said, I don't know if you paid attention. I literally said that price was going to break out of here and come back up here. Guess what price did? It did exactly what I said it was going to do. Broke out of the trend line, but I also said wait for it to break out of this as well, broke out of this as well, and guess where it's at now? It's in that area again. I want to say, I don't want to butcher their name. I really don't. But I'm pretty sure you was on the last session I had, and you heard me talk about that. That's key. Okay, Joaquin. Okay, Joaquin, you saw me analyze that the last time I had the live session, and I literally said that was gonna happen. All right. So now, like I said, I'm going down different pairs. Yep. All right. So I'm going down to Euro NZD. So this is the thing with Euro NZD. And this is a learning lesson. This is a very, very good learning lesson here. So we have this area up here. All right, let's drag that out. But now we need to start finding the area in here where it's good for the demand area per se, right? So literally all you think you have to do is cut this in half. Let's do it with the horizontal line so you can see it better. The thing I do is cut this consolidation, all this consolidation that you see right here, you just cut that in half, right? Like I'm finna do here, right? Get your rectangle and you just outline this. Boom. Here. Here. Erase that, and then boom. Now you have your demand area. Let me see this. Off of Euro NZD, this is off the hour. But we can go to the 4 hour real quick so you can see that a little bit better. How's it going, Daryl? But boom, here, as you can see here, we have the demand and supply area. All right, let's go down to the hour time frame. Boom. Now, remember when I said whenever you see consolidation, make sure you mark it up. It doesn't matter how long it was. It doesn't matter because as you can see here, we was consolidating for a very, very long time. So it really started from here. Well, actually here. We started from here, which was toward the end of February, right? Because we're on the hour time frame. It happened since that's February here. But now we need to start. And it didn't end till down here. But we got to mark that up because most of the time when we trading, we're waiting. And if we're not waiting, we're executing. But I want to say 70% of the time we're waiting. And then when we see that setup, like we see right here on Euro NZD, it went for what? That thing went for 327 pips. And about a day and a half, it went for that much. Because why? We was being patient. And we understand key areas in the market. So like I said, this is the demand for it. So when price came here, the demand was like, I don't know what I want to do right now. I really don't. And then boom, it shot up. Because look here, let's look to the left. We can see how price literally came and touched the top. And guess what? It came back and it was doing this number here. Boom, 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 boom. Until, like I said, right here, we saw, all right, we need to get up out of here. That's what the big banks literally said. Big banks was like, yo, we need to get up out of here. We've been at this price way too long. boom, shot up. That's why, my bad. That's why we see this right here. Boom, shot up. Yeah, now it's about to turn because guess what? Like I said, price always takes back 50% or close to 50% of a move. So, with that being said, we see this big move here. We have to see some type of retracement. We have to, because there's two things that I want to go over right now, right? So this move right here is called the impulse move. Boom, impulse move, right? We can't have a continuation of an impulse move, right, without any retracement or pullback. So boom, we're gonna pull back to here. We're gonna pull right back to this area again. It's gonna happen. This is the impulse move. This is a retracement move. We're not gonna see just boom, straight shot impulse move. So that right there separates the good traders versus the bad traders automatically. Because what a bad trader would do is they'd be like, yo, I'm finna get in for this buy again. It's too late. It's literally too late now. You have to wait until another setup happen, and then you have to execute off of that setup. Mm. Now, why did this happen? Now, why did we stay like from the end part of February all the way down to now? Why did we stay in these two key levels or key price points for so long? It's the reason being is big banks are still kind of concerned about coronavirus. As you can see, this is Euro NZD. Have you listened to the news in Europe right now? They're like on a what, fourth or fifth lockdown? So if they on a fourth or fifth lockdown, this is why this is happening, right? New Zealand, same thing. Yeah, shut down in Francis. Yeah. So we have to see that. We have to understand that. I'm very, very big on fundamental analysis. If you don't know what fundamental analysis is basically taking the news and understanding the news. That is what fundamental analysis is. Just breaking down the news, and then that's how you trade based off of news. So you could have understand this whole entire setup right here because of the fundamental news was aligning up with the market. That's key. So that's why we have this crazy big boom, this power right here. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame real quick. It's always key to look at the bigger picture also, right? So we see the bigger picture here, right? We see that once price literally got back down to here, we started to see how price was like moving sideways. We see that, we understand that. Let's go out some more. This is 2020 August. Okay, here's another big thing when dealing with Euro NZD. The Euro, I want to say anything that deal with Euro, it did the complete opposite that of every single other market had, right? Like if you take anything going against USD when COVID happened, guess what we saw? We saw a big sell-off. Here we saw the major buy. So that should tell us something about the conditions of our market. That's why I like to trade Forex so much, is because I can get the better understanding of how the market is about to play out. So when I go to my stock portfolio, I can be like, all right, this is what I need to start preparing for, right? So here, as we can see, February around March time, we started to see the big sell off for, the coronavirus. Now, as you can see, this sell off here, if you, matter of fact, let's do this. so you can get a better understanding. All right, this USD. All right, so on the right side we have USD JPY, and then on the left side here we have Euro NZD. All right, so this is side by side. If the chart play out like I wanted to, slow and slow. Actually, we can get a clearer understanding from XPX, the pair everybody loves to trade. Let's go to the 4 hour to make this a lot easier. All right, cool. Here we got 4 hour here, 4 hour here. So let's align. All right, so here we have what? We have February 2020. Boom. Let's look over here to this side. 20. I got the wrong tool. Let's delete that. Boom. This is exact same dates. This is 20 of February 2020. This is 20 of February 2020. Tell me what you see. Tell me, what do you see? This is when coronavirus happened. Right? This is when coronavirus happened. So tell me, what do you see? I want to see if y'all see what I'm seeing. Joaquin, Daryl, tell me what y'all see.
Sorry, I was dealing with kids. Say it again.
For here, for XPX here on the right, and then Euro NZD here. This is when COVID happened. This is 20 February 2020, and this is 20 of February 2020. What? This is supposed to be a big sell-off, right? So Euro NZD goes in a buy, but everything else goes in for a sell.
Yeah, they were going.
So seeing that right there, that's crazy, because understanding the conditions of everything else in the world, we can start attacking the market how everything else is. So that's key. That's key for us, because guess what we saw? As soon as the stock market and stuff started to buy here, we start to see a sell here. So now when I come back now and I see how Euro NZD kind of was stagnant here, guess what we see over here? Let's go to the smaller time frame so you can.
Now it's turning.
I swear I have the worst connection in the world.
It's all right. I'm still here.
The absolute worst connection in the world. Let's get to share this screen again. All right, so like I was saying, we seeing how price was like moving sideways here. That's what we see here. We saw the exact same thing, except it was more trending here, but we saw how price was moving to the side. And guess what we saw here? Supply and demand areas, guess what it was doing? Bouncing between the exact same thing we saw here. That's crazy. So understanding this, we can understand this and vice versa. So as traders, we can start to understand like, hey, this is what's doing here on these pairs. Let me start looking at some of these pairs and do the exact same opposite. That's understanding your pairs, understand how they move and their correlation with each other. Understanding the correlations with each other, we can start to see bigger gains in our trading styles because we understand one pair. Now we understand two things, and then it starts to expand from there. Y'all have any questions so far? Y'all have anything?
Hey Curtis, how you doing?
Doing good.
Did you look at GU yet?
Let me look at it real quick.
You know that's my favorite.
I know. All right. So the same thing. It's like when price come back into this area again, it's like it goes haywire. It like wants to go back the opposite direction. So right here is our big demand area, right? And then here, boom. This right here is our supply area.
That demand box is really helping me because that helped me last night when I started tracing out stuff. And I ended up getting about 150 pip.
What's going on? That's clutch. Because boom, as we like I said on the other pairs, right? When you mark up your supply and demand areas, you can start to see how price literally is bouncing between the demand and the supply. That's all it is. Same thing with the stock market. It's the same thing happening here. Mark up your demand and supply areas, and then boom, the demand for it right here, as you can see here, the demand for everything is starting to build up, right? Also, we also see we gotta take account of the fundamental news as well, right? This is GBP, right? This is GBP going against the USD. So you're gonna automatically see indecision in the market anyway. So when we see the breakout, as we see here, we can start to see like, okay, now we can start seeing that buying opportunities. Also, mark up your trend line. Mark up that trend line. Boom. We have the trend line now. Now we have the supply and demand areas. Now we can start to see, all right, when we're going to start seeing that major sell-off. And then, like I said, right here, boom, we get it here. Major sell-off. If y'all paid attention, or if you was on my trend line class, you could have understood that this was not the sell-off that was about to happen, because our confirmations didn't align. Right? I said wait to the breakout candle. Zoom in a little bit. I said wait for the breakout candle. This candle was the breakout candle, but you take the trade off the second candlestick. This is the second candlestick. Guess what? It's a buying candlestick. So right there, we should know that this is not, we still in the buying territory. Right? And then when we get up here, all right, now we're starting to sell. Now we starting seeing that selling opportunity because boom, here. Then guess what? We came back into that supply area, and guess what we started doing? It started consolidating again.
You see that M.
Right? Say it again.
So you can see the M off your trend line where it formed, the M formed, and then it went in and shot where you're starting to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about right here?
Yep.
Yep. And then guess what? We came back to the demand area again. Like the M's ain't always gonna be pretty though. Like people,
No, that's just perfect.
I seen people teach people about W's and M's, and they be like, "Oh, it has to be like this, or it has to be like this." No, it does not. The M and W can be so unorthodox that you wouldn't know that that's an M or a W until it's too late. Same thing with Head and Shoulders. People don't know that. Let me see if I can draw this right. We got leg here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so this is a Head and Shoulders right here. All right. So let's do this. Actually, let's just do the line here. So this is the Head and Shoulders, right? This is a little ugly and uneven, but we're gonna go with the flow. People don't know that in a Head and Shoulders, that the two shoulders can't be bigger than the other one. Like it can be bigger than the other one, like by a smidge, by like a couple pips. But if this shoulder, this head, and this, like if this head, if this shoulder is even, right? Then the head form, this shoulder can't be equal or close to the head. That makes sense? Or do I need to break that down a little bit more?
No, it makes sense.
All right. So when you looking at the chart and you're like, oh, that's a Head and Shoulders, but the right shoulder is almost equal to the head, that's not a Head and Shoulders. But the M's and W's can be like that because the head is out of the equation. A lot of people don't know how to trade properly with M's and W's and Head and Shoulders, especially with an inverted Head and Shoulder. It's just basically this flip. That's all. But it's good that you caught that though. That's why I say mark up your trend lines. A lot of people don't like marking up trend lines. Like, I don't get it. It's a tool that's there to help you be profitable in this market. But a lot of people don't like to use trend lines. A lot of people don't like to just have their chart like this. Now, the 4-zone strategy that I teach is a little bit more than this, but it's the same rules apply. My bad. Same rules apply. It broke it down a little bit, Daryl.
Yes, sir.
You should be killing GU right now. Just about off of this. Just by understanding, all right, it's gonna go, it's back down here again. Now I'm gonna start looking for a possible buying opportunity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also imperative that you draw up that trend line.
Yep.
Go where I want it to go. An average is also a moving trend line. Dang, I'm dropping too much gym on YouTube. I need to chill out. I need to chill out. But yeah, so here's another gem. I can go ahead and give you another gem. So whenever you see this right here, right? I played these type of plays with Bitcoin all the time last year, right? I call this the fatal funnel right here, right? You have a trend line and you have like a support and resistance area, right? So whenever you see those two things, like it's happening here and it starts to move sideways, that's called a fatal funnel. That's my term for it. It's called a fatal funnel. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to literally wait until price breaks out of this area, either for the upside or for the downside. But if it breaks out for the downside, you got to understand that this is the demand area. So the only thing you really looking for a major move is to the upside. Dang, I'm dropping too much jams tonight or this evening. Joaquin, that makes sense a little bit. Daryl, that makes sense.
Yes.
Cool. Daryl, that makes sense a little bit.
Yes.
All right, cool. Anything else y'all want me to look at before I end the live session?
No, GU is my favorite, so.
For real. It is. Hey, you talking about it all the time. All right. For some of you people that like to trade like the DCs, here's a markup for DCs. Not gonna go too much in depth on it because this is German 30, the nasty 30. Zoom this out here. Here's another prime example of that fatal funnel that I was talking about. But once it got up here, you see how price was consolidating a little bit before it broke out. Same rules apply to GU here in this area. Same exact rules apply. You have to wait. If it breaks down, you have to be patient. Let the market breathe, let it move how I want to move, and then execute the trade. All right, let's look at gold. I know a lot of people like trading gold.
Did that yesterday.
Say it again.
So I caught yesterday.
You caught it yesterday?
Yeah, I caught it yesterday.
On what, gold?
Yeah.
That's proud moments. That is proud moments. Actually, I'm gonna have to go and go on a different setup.
Caught gold and oil.
Oil is my baby. Like a lot of people don't know this. I used to tag oil every single day when I first started trading. A lot of people don't know that.
Pays out.
Say it again.
I said it pays out.
It does. It does. But if it goes sideways, we're in trouble. All right, so let's go ahead and do this here. So here is the area for gold that we got to pay attention about. Boom. This is the hour. This is the area that we need to pay attention to. Let's zoom out. Let's go to the 4 hour real quick. Let's drag this all the way. Let's drag this all over here and see what we get. Ugh. Yup, it lines. It lines. So let's keep this going. Keep going to about right there. Cool. All right, so this is the demand area for gold, right? It's the demand area. So like I told you on how to find the supply area, you just find those equal highs. This is 4-hour time frame. So you got to find those equal, and then this. All right, cooler areas here. The demand supply and the same thing. Same things happening here. It comes here and it tries to push down to this area, then it comes back up again, and then we see it again here, how we came back, and now we consolidating again in this area. I see price for gold to at least come back in this area again. Let me check something real quick. Here, and then let's go to gold for hour. Yeah, same thing. I see price coming up a little bit more, coming at least about right here. To about right there. That's where I see gold. But all right, that's all the analysis parts that I'm gonna have to do for today. Y'all have any?
Can you do me a favor? Can you check USD JPY?
Daryl and say that one more time.
You check US. Did you do USD JPY or was it Euro USD?
Didn't do that. I did that the last live session.
Yeah, this
Okay.
USD JPY. I was in that. I did GP. You did GBP USD. I've been
Okay.
multiples in that, but I just USD JPY. I was checking.
It's still moving sideways. It's not no real moves for this right now.
Minimal. Okay. Yeah.
Cause you can see this on the bigger scale. You can see like how choppy everything is.
Yeah.
And then those quick little bursts. I don't like those quick little bursts. Like I don't. Because it's too close to here.
Yeah, I might be waiting for that for next week.
You might have to. Yeah. You might have to. But I can say I can give you an alert area, a target area to be looking out for, and it's right here. Is 108.406. That's an area, like if it comes to that area, then you should be more aware. That makes sense.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, because all this right here is letting me know when price get to here, we start to see some major moves. Either it's going up like here, so boom, came back down again, boom, came back, touched it again, boom. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, the demand, it's not reaching demand. It's not reaching it's not reaching the demand and supply part of what's going on.
It's not reaching the trend line too. Because remember in the last session, I'm like, yo, it has to come back to this trend line for me to even try to consider it being in a downtrend.
Correct. Yeah.
It's not doing that. It's just moving sideways. Let's delete that. We can go ahead and delete this too. And this. You know what I'm saying? So that's matter of fact, I'm gonna put that alert for myself too.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye. I've been doing that this whole week. So I've had at least Euro USD and GBP USD have been doing well for me.
Yeah, so if it comes back to, like I said, that 108.406, once it hits that area, then I might look into that selling opportunity. Because like I said before, price has to come back and take about 50 or close to 50% of that move, right? It hasn't take back most of this move yet. Show haven't touched the trend line, the alert for it. So I'm probably gonna do the same thing tomorrow, same time from 1 to 2:30, hour and a half. So see y'all tomorrow.
All right, see you then. It's
All right.
great. This is helpful. Thanks, man.
You up?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
You welcome. You welcome.
All right. How you been?